Houston's offense already at the line, set to get going. And they come into this one off the loss over the weekend, but you say if you're going to play a Thursday night game, this is the week to do it.
It certainly is, because you get right back out there. You don't have time to dwell on things. And look, your game plan is going to be a little more limited, but so is theirs. So that's when you just appeal to your top players. Guys, you make plays in this one, we out-execute them, we can walk away with a win.
The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. From the gun, here's Mills. Open man is Jordan, the tight end. And he'll be tackled at the 23 after a gain of 3.
And let's face it, you can put any Halloween costume on him. You're not going to be able to disguise him, because for a tight end of his size, difficult to sneak him anywhere, but that's what they tried to do. Lined up on his right, tried to work his way back to his left, but just a minimal gain as the defense was able to react quickly.
Mills from the gun on 3rd down. Trying for Sanders, but this is intercepted. Picked up by Kaiser White, and he's going to get this one to the 23-yard line. CD, I know it's just his 2nd year in the league as a quarterback, but that's going to be one when he flips on the tape, he's like, I shouldn't have thrown that ball.
No doubt about it, and his coaching staff will be emphatic about he shouldn't have thrown that ball. But remember, 2nd year, as you noted, on-the-job training, so he's got to take this feedback that he's getting, negative or otherwise, and turn it into positives moving forward.
A give running left, McAllister, and that'll hurt the average a bit, as this time they're able to get him behind the line. Nice play by Jerry Hughes to drop him behind the line.
Well, that was one of the few times they've been able to contain him thus far. He's over 100 yards for the game, but he lost a bit off his total on that carry.
Well, the first play of the drive lost 4. Now they'll look to move it forward here on 2nd and 14. Hurts a handoff to Sanders. And he'll go down right on the edge of the red zone following a pickup of about 7 or 8. In danger of squandering their great field position as they come up on a 3rd and 7. Hurts with a little pop pass on the jet sweep. And he's down inside the 5 at the 4 before he's out of bounds. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. Boy, an effective play there, getting their wideouts involved in the run game.
And what they're always hoping on that type of a play, that they can get to the end of the line and have a chance to turn it upfield as he did there. That means they controlled the blocking and took care of the defensive end or the outside linebacker to give him that lane.
And I guess I need to clarify, I said getting their wideouts involved in the run game, but of course that was actually a pass as he popped it forward. It'll be a pickup of 4, and it brings up 2nd and goal. Sanders again, and he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Philadelphia. Miles Sanders, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Eagles go up by 2 touchdowns. So they brought the extra bulk in down on the 1-yard line, and they're able to push this one across.
Yeah, I can just see your face right now because I know we're mind melding on this one. Coach Madden would love this. Power football, hat on a hat, chest to chest, driving forward, touchdown.
Elliott good on the extra point, and it's now 21-7.
Texans 7. Jake Elliott to kick off for Philadelphia.
Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. And Smith chooses not to return it, and they'll bring it out to the 25. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. As the offense comes out here, Charles, maybe perhaps a bit more of a focus on the run game for this drive after tossing an interception on the previous one?
I think that's a good way to look at it and a good way to think about it, but maybe they get to it in a little bit different way, because after you throw an interception...
That's into a crowd and intercepted. It's Chris Harris with a pick. And he takes this one back into the end zone, and the Eagles defense gets a pick-six TD. That bumps us up to a 3-possession game here, and only in the second quarter, Charles. They're trying to put this game out of reach before we even hit the locker rooms for intermission.
What's even tougher is making up 3 possessions against a defense that can make impact plays like this. They don't have this game wrapped up quite yet, but 2 picks already, 1 to the house. I think it's fair to say they're headed in the right direction.
So they throw the pick-six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. And Smith not going to bring it out, so it's a touchback.
At their own 25-yard line.
Houston's offense already at the line, set to get going. They're sort of seeing themselves spiral out of control. Let's see if they can get things back on track.
And this is where the coach is walking that line of being calm and really being firm with his team. I had one tell me once, when we were having a tough patch, this too shall pass, this too shall pass. And finally we kept having a rough patch. He said, but you got to do something to make it pass. And that's what they have to do. They've got to get some control back, get themselves reasserted, and calm things down.
See if they can get calm and reassert themselves here. An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. Mills. Got his man. Now the ball comes loose. And it's picked up by the Eagles. And the return here will go to the 31-yard line. Always costly to cough up that football. These defenders, they become so adept, though, at jarring it free.
Yeah, it's amazing that there aren't more fumbles caused, because now, if you're an offensive player, you go through ball security drills every single day. It's really not out of line to think you should take the ball to bed with you and just hold on to it. But the bottom line is, no matter how much you try to protect it, these guys are pretty good at finding ways to knock it out.
117 yards for him on the ground so far tonight, as he has been terrific in this first half.
Here we go.
8 yards the gain on that last run. Here's 2nd and a couple. They run with a man from La Tech. It's Boston Scott. And he'll take it into the end zone for an Eagles touchdown. Boston Scott, a 23-yard run. And the Eagles are able to widen their lead here in this first half. Boy, missed tackles continuing to plague this defense, and they surrender another big play and a touchdown here.
Yeah, by my count, at least 2 guys had shots at it, maybe even more than that. But this defense, they looked out of sorts all game long. That was definitely not one of their better efforts right there.
Elliott good with a PAT, and the route is on here in this first half. Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. And Smith chooses not to return it, and they'll bring it out to the 25. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. They are looking to make a bit of a 180. They are sputtering right now.
And frankly, I think it's time to call your playmakers together and say, all right, guys, we're going to lean on you through this patch. We need you to get us back on track and get us going in the right direction. So you're calling plays geared to them. Not necessarily that you look at your plays, oh, this hurts the defense. I want the ball in the hands of X, Y, and Z and see if we can move forward.
So don't get too cute. Go to the playmakers. And Mills is intercepted for the third time. There he goes right side. And he takes this one back into the end zone. And the Eagles defense gets a pick-6 TD.
I cannot imagine a more perfect half of football for one side, CD, and a more disastrous half of football for another side. But if you focus on the positive half, with this pick-6, you look at where that lead is at, and to think that we are only in the second quarter. My goodness.
I love the expression, my goodness indeed. Pretty obvious. It's a free fall out there. Everybody gets a chance to make a play. And if you're on the field, you've got a great chance of being the next guy that your teammates are celebrating.
So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick-6. And now the kick is away. And Smith not going to bring it out, so it's a touchback. Houston's offense already at the line, set to get going. Now they've sort of lost their way, partner. How do they recalibrate and get this proverbial train back on track?
Well, this is where leadership really comes into play. How's the head coach handling it? The offensive coordinator? Sometimes they just make a joke. All right, guys, had your fun? All right,
throw it out the window.
Yeah, let's get back on track here. And sometimes that'll work just fine.
I guess it's time now to lean on that leadership. And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. So how about that for a chain mover? They're all the way down inside the 40 now for 1st and 10. A first down throw for Mills. The quick throw knocked away. It's incomplete.
Receiver coaches preach to their guys all the time. Separation, that's what's going to make the play successful. That time there was very little, and I think they were actually fortunate that it was only knocked away and not intercepted.
To throw on 2nd and 10. Mills. And this one almost intercepted. Far too loose with the football. Nearly a 4th pick of the ball game.
To this point, I've been impressed with the work defensively. They have not allowed a lot of receivers to run free. And there's another example, another incompletion.
On 3rd down, here's Mills. And for the 4th time tonight, it's an interception. And the Eagles will have solid field position here as they take over at their 45-yard line. Boy, so another interception, CD, and it feels like he's starting to unravel a little bit.
And as you would expect, still a work in progress here in his 2nd season. He has to start ironing out some of these mistakes, though, because now his head coach, his offensive coaches, they have to evaluate whether you keep playing him and let him work through it, or you start thinking about going to his backup.
The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. They'll start this drive out on the ground. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
And that's what I'd like to see out of this defense, a little fire, a little toughness. It hasn't been the best first half for them, but they did do a nice job there, forcing a loss on that play.
And that's off the mark, incomplete.
Speed is the name of the game when it comes to RPOs, and sometimes you can be a little too quick, thus inaccurate, incomplete.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Hurts. He rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. picked off by the linebacker, Joe Schobert. And he returns it into enemy territory down the 45-yard line.
So really the first speed bump that this offense has encountered, they've had the rule to boost here in this first half. And now slowed up just a bit by the interception.
And there's a chance that that's a wake-up call for them because you don't want to go on autopilot too early. That team on defense is capable of making some plays similar to the one they made right there.
They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive.
And this one is going to be off the mark, too far out in front.
That incompletion certainly slows things down a little bit and brings up a very important call for 2nd and long. What do? Run and try and get some yardage and make it 3rd and manageable? Or challenge the coverage again, hoping for a bigger gain?
To throw again on 2nd down. Mills. And now here is another interception.
And the Eagles are going to have the short field here as they'll take over right at the 50. Well, that is now his 5th interception thrown in this game. And, Charles, you've got to tip your cap to this defense. I mean, they have been so impressive reading these passes, stepping in those lanes, and picking them off.
Yeah, sometimes the best offense is an excellent defense, and they've done exactly that. What do you think, partner? A season's worth of highlights in just 4 quarters? I think that's what we're seeing from this group.
They've got good starting field position as they come up here 1st and 10, right at the 50-yard line. And here comes throw number 1 for the backup QB. And he will not make it back to the line of scrimmage as he's going to be taken down. Malik Collins able to collapse the pocket, get to him, and drop him for a loss of a yard.
That's a step in the right direction defensively here because you're facing this sizable deficit. They're going to need more plays like that. A good sack, though. Good effort there.
And what you're hoping is, as you said, a step in the right direction. And that means it's something to build on. So you get the first one, and hopefully that can ignite them. And now they can make a few more plays and get back.
And now the ball's out. Fumble near midfield. And the Texans scoop it. And what a return as he brings us all the way back to the 25-yard line. And a little careless there, Charles, on that carry.
And it's not just having 2 hands on the ball. It's tucking it away. It's using your body to keep people shielded off. There's so many different things into taking care of it and having ball security. In that case, though, we didn't see it happen.
Following the fumble recovery, Mills caught left side, Williams. And he gets it inside the 10 to the 9.
The way they're moving the ball down the field, they had a big play a moment ago. Following up with another nice one here, and before you know it, they're already looking at 1st and goal.
Now Mills. And my goodness, another interception. Picked off by Avonte Maddox. Accelerating, and off he goes. 20. And he takes this one back into the end zone. And the Eagles defense gets a pick-6 TD.
We constantly talk about defenders having great vision and being able to see plays unfold and make their own plays. But you also have to have good feel as well because you can't see everything out there. See the play unfold, feel what's going on, and then get into the right spot and make your own play. And in this case, it turned out to be a highlight one.
Elliott on for the extra point. And the route is on here in this first half. So we've reached halftime here in what is quickly turning into quite a rout as we send you on over to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman in our EA Sports Halftime Report. Take it away, Coach. Welcome back. Charles and I settled into the booth, ready for quarter number 3. The Texans down on the scoreboard, but they do get the first crack here as we are back underway in the second half. And no fireworks to start the half. This will be a touchback. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. And they have a mountainous deficit looming in front of them. It was really, Charles, a disaster of the first half. So where do they go from here?
Well, first thing they have to remember is that what's done is done, and there's no going back. And now you have to play this drive by drive. Obviously, come back in this spot, pretty unlikely, but you still have to go out, take pride in your work, and try and put something together here in the second half.
From the 31, Mills. And this is caught by Williams. Touchdown, Houston. Tyrone Williams, 69 yards. And the Texans come right out of the locker room and score here in the opening minute of the third quarter. The point after is good. So they do get one score back, but still a long way to go here in the third quarter. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And no effort to bring this one out. It's a touchback. The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. They'll start on the ground here on first down. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 133 yards for him on the ground now. He has been a tough man to bring down all night. One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10. Off the play fake, here's Hurts. Open man has got it, the tight end. And they're able to work this across midfield to the 48.
This offensive game plan has just been sensational. I mean, when you think about all the different ways they've gotten their receivers open so far, it's really been impressive. Scheme, design, execution.
So a 1st and 10 now in Houston territory at the 48-yard line. They'll run with Sanders up the middle, down to about the 45. All right, so they got that one, Charles, against the center.
And let's remember how difficult it is for the center, because remember, he's got to snap the ball to put the play in motion, and sometimes you got that big guy on your nose. You got sometimes where he's coming at you at an angle. It's a difficult job for him to snap the ball and then execute his block.
Looks like he's going to get a couple here on this first down carry, and that'll make it 2nd and 8.
Whenever we talk about the best strong safeties, one word constantly comes up, and that's instincts. Being able to diagnose run or pass and make the appropriate moves.
He crashed down hard there. He was ready for that running play. Still 15 yards to go, 2nd down.
Liking 18. Dragon 60. 60 Maverick. 60 Maverick.
They just do get the playoff as he'll look to throw.
Oh, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted.
Picked up by Steven Nelson. And they will score a pick 6 for the Texans TD. maybe a small measure of revenge for this defense because they've been thoroughly dominated so far. But a brief bright spot there with that pick six.
Seemingly coming up for air after being dominated as you described. They get a nice play there. Probably not going to change the balance of this game, but they have to feel a little bit better about themselves after that one.
So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. And this will not be brought out. It's a touchback. The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. Still well in control of this ball game despite giving up that touchdown a moment ago. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
We're getting a sense that the momentum of this game is changing since the break. Nice play there, and this D is fired up.
After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11. Running right, here's McAllister. And able to stay on his feet past the 30 to about the 33-yard line.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they are playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time and making it work.
Allen's got it complete. And getting this just shy of midfield, they'll spot it at the 49. It's a gain of 16 and an Eagle first down.
Well, I certainly don't want to pile on, but this defense has just not been up to the challenge in this game, and this continues as we see here. Coverage, not been very good, soft in spots. There's an easy throw and catch for another first down.
Now Scott. And he's fortunate to get anything from that. Give him a yard up to the 49.
Yeah, things were pretty stacked up there in the middle of the line. A lot of bodies, not much space. I think ultimately he was fortunate to get anything out of that run.
Here's 2nd and 9.
Hey, smash Bronco! Reload!
They go again with Scott. And just 1 yard here from the 49 to the 50.
Well, praise has to go to the guys on the offensive line because they've had a very nice, productive day running the football. How about that poor defensive line? They've been knocked around the entire game, and while they slowed them down on that run, can they continue to do so? Because they haven't had much success throughout this ball game.
And it looks like we've got a dime set here defensively. 6 DBs in the game. They'll run up the middle with McAllister. And he'll only get this to about the 44 as they stop him short of the line to gain. It's a 6-yard gain, and it leaves them looking at a 4th down.
That's a really nice job by them picking up the run blitz and detecting it and blocking it and turning it into a nice run. And a lot of times you think if you blitz a running play, you're going to smother it. But a lot of the blitzers, they come in a little bit high. They don't have great leverage, and they're easily blocked and turned to the side.
And they won't risk defending a return here. That one's out of bounds, and it'll be spotted at the 14-yard line. Houston's offense already at the line, set to get going.
Well, we haven't exactly been treated to a nail-biter in this one, CD, and if they cannot score here, this one's pretty much all but over.
Are you saying that you feel like people are starting to think about getting out of here, maybe beating the traffic in order to get home or to their final destination?
Yeah, I don't think there's a whole lot of reason to hang around, especially if they can't score here.
Yeah, you're right about that because it has been pretty clear who the better team has been in this one. And in a league that we talk about every game being a one-score game as we go into it, watching this blowout, let's just say it's been unusual.
To throw again on second down. Mills. This goes out wide for Drake. And he'll get to the 29-yard line, brought down there. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a first down. 1 quarter remains here in this Thursday night matchup. You are watching the NFL on EA Sports. Mills on first down. It's hauled in by Brandon Cooks. And past the 40 before he's out of bounds. It's a gain of 13 for number 13, and it gives him a first down. Here's Mills. And now here's another interception. Picked up by Anthony Harris. And the Eagles are in great shape here as they take over at their 46-yard line. The number 7 usually lucky here. Not for him. 7 picks he's thrown in this game. That's only happened 6 times since 1960.
And I know that the most recent time it happened, the guy who threw him, he'd won a Heisman Trophy in college, so sometimes you just have a lousy game. Doesn't necessarily mean it's a bad career. But when you're talking about 1 game, 7, you're right, not lucky at all.
Yeah, Ty Detmer the last to do it in 2001 to throw 7 picks. And he's able to take it across midfield before going out of bounds. It'll be a gain of 5, and that'll make it second down.
I do have to admit, I like it when it all comes together. When the top part, catching the football, right, whether you're catching it with your hands or cradling it, comes together with the legs, in this case the feet, doing a little toe tap to stay in bounds and complete the catch.
And a great job by our crew on the camera shot. Love when you see the grass or on the field turf. Those and Hurts is intercepted, his 3rd of the game. Picked off by Landon Collins. And the Texans are going to get the football here at the 40-yard line. Collins in the pocket, trying to improvise. That was a tough throw. Unfortunately, a pair of hands.
And Brandon, when you're on the run, sometimes your downfield vision can get skewed just a bit. Now, the beauty of extending a play is sometimes your receivers find their way open, but oftentimes you end up closing down part of the field and bringing those defenders to the ball. And that one was picked off.
Give him a gain of 5 on the completion, and it'll be second down. You got the big lead defensively, willing to give him that underneath stuff, right?
And this is why you work on your tackling. Tackle them after the catch, inbounds, keep the clock running. Just go ahead and bleed the game out that way.
From the 45 on second down, Mills. That is caught. It's Williams. And they're going to get this down to about the 37. With this game well in hand, perhaps we are seeing the coverage lighten up a little bit as they got burned there a bit for a first down.
Well, we certainly know the coach isn't happy along the sideline because he certainly wants them to finish this one out the way they started it. He doesn't want to give up any soft completions, no late points. He wants this lead to stay right where it is.
And he'll be taken down here just shy of the 30.
Just about every quarterback is trained to really look downfield first before you come back and make a nice, safe throw. And in this case, that's exactly what he did. Found his running back, let him create some space, and it turned out to be a nice play for the offense.
And they'll throw again. Here's Mills. Over the middle here to Brown. And he'll be taken down at about the 22-yard line.
And the tight end is certainly a position built to move the chains because they can control space underneath. If they've got good hands, then, of course, they're a dynamic target. But one other thing is they're right in the sight lines of a quarterback on just about every play. And that makes it easier for the quarterback to pick him out and deliver.
And my goodness, another interception.
Dante Maddox. And the Eagles are going to take over at their own 11-yard line. With that interception, he just set a record that nobody ever wants to set, and that's the most picks ever in an NFL game. 8.
The last time we saw 7, 2001, right?
Yeah.
Ty Detmer. He's with the Lions at that time. To get to 8, are we sure he knows what color jerseys his team's wearing in this one?
I don't know. It has not been good. 159 yards on the ground for him now as he has gotten better, really, as the night's gone on.
Let's go. Hurry, hurry.
Play action. Here's Hurts. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And he'll get this up past the 25 before he's out of bounds. The result, only 4 yards there on the play. And that's going to bring up second down.
On the ball, on the ball.
Up the middle they go with Sanders. It's a 5-yard gain, but they'll still be a yard short here with third down now looming.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where there'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
18 rattlers, 18 rattlers. Go street.
Here's Hurts to throw. And that is incomplete. The CD, they're up big, but they're still passing it. I mean, this is an offense that's had a lot of success in this game, and it seems like they're just having fun out there.
And it does feel like there's been a shift out there, doesn't it, partner? Listen, if you're out, you can continue to do what you want to do. It's up to the other team to make you change how you do things. They'll continue to throw it around until stopped.
On is the punter, Johnston, now as he sends this one away. Here's Smith to return it. And he'll be out of bounds across the 30-yard line. It'll be a 40-yard punt, 8 on the return. And the Texans will take over. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. Facing a big fourth-quarter deficit here, things not looking good. You know, this offense, though, they've been in the top half of the NFL so far this season, but in this one, their defense has really struggled. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. Give him 10 yards there, and about by the nose of the football, he's going to have a first down. Looking to throw is Mills. A quick throw knocked away and incomplete. Another throw there off the mark, and obviously he's battled all of the interceptions. Things just haven't been true to form for him. I don't know. What do you think's going on out there, CD?
That's a great question, and my suspicion is he's been coached really well to not show that he's having a problem. You know, they always tell you no matter what, you keep throwing the football with confidence. Well, we're not seeing a confident thrower right now. He's off balance, the passing game's off balance, and the defense is taking advantage.
And they're going to get this up to midfield.
That was a nicely run slant route, and what the receiver's trying to do is make the defender think he's going upfield for a deeper route, and then breaks it off, usually after about 3 to 4 steps, and cuts towards the middle of the field. And now what he's trying to do is use his body to keep the defender.
Taking it right down Broadway. Touchdown, Houston. Tyrell Williams, his second touchdown of the night. And the Texans get a small measure of revenge as they cut into this fourth-quarter deficit. Well, Charles, he's still a young signal caller in this league, second year in the NFL. But I don't know if last year as a rookie, if he would have worked to his progressions like he did on that touchdown pass.
I think you're right about that. We're seeing him grow up right in front of our eyes because when he went to his primary read, he recognized that they were all over that. So he continued to survey the field, picked up another target, delivered a pass exactly where it needed to be. A very mature play for the second-year quarterback.
After the roughing penalty on the PAT, they'll kick off from 15 yards further upfield. And not willing to risk another fumble, he'll sit on this one. It's a touchback. They'll start this drive out on the ground. They'll be dropped after a gain of about 6 across the 30 to the 31. Good gain there on first down. It keeps them in a running situation probably.
They did everything right on that play, didn't they? They got the leverage up front, good blocking, nice hole for him, ends up picking up nice yardage, stays in bounds to keep the clock rolling. They are in charge of this scenario right now. They want to stay that way.
And not in any rush offensively. Now the Texans will burn the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 55 seconds remaining in the football game. On third down, they'll run it with McAllister. And some room to work. And he's going to be shoved out, but not before he gets this down to the 20-yard line. But 209 yards for him on the ground, as this has been a night to remember to this point. And carries like that, that's how they're going to continue to salt this thing away here, Charles, in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, how about that? A new set of downs. Clock continues to move. No better way to close out a game than to tap those mastodons you have up front and say, guys, keep pounding them. Let's keep the ball, keep their offense on the sidelines, and let's close this one out.
Here's Scott. And he'll get this one down to about the 17. The excellent play last time was followed by a much more routine gain of 3.
They know that old expression, it's not my night. It hasn't been his so far. I don't know if the legs are a little bit heavy. Sometimes having to hang out all day and play doesn't exactly play to your advantage, but it's been a tough go for him.
And every time he looks up, somebody's there defensively. That was the same case on that play. It's a good gain of 11, sets him up first and goal. Lots of praise on this drive, obviously. I know you're seeing what I'm seeing. Those guys up front, they're getting it done.
Doesn't matter what play is called. They are handling their business at the line of scrimmage and dominating right now on this drive.
The defense can stop it twice more as they take a knee here. Well, partner, under the lights in primetime, this offense, they gave the nation quite a show, putting up that many points to come away with what will certainly be a memorable win for them.
And, Brandon, I think it's as simple as this. Some players, some teams, they're just meant for the big stage. And when they get a chance to play in this type of atmosphere, where all eyes are on them and all the lights are shining brightly,